Hey there, folks. I'm Joe Crawford of artlong.com. Pretty much every day, I go to CSSBattle.dev, do the daily target, and record myself doing it. That's what I'm going to do right now. Well, that's sure interesting. That is an interesting shape. All right. I think we just do this on the ampersand. I'm never really sure if that's the HTML or body element. I don't care. All right. So it's a radial gradient with a conic gradient on top of it that's repeat x. So the radial gradient will start with 1q, and it's brown, and then it's blue, and then it's brown again. Those are our colors, and it's got color stops, so we need numbers there. I ignore my AirPods, which are unhappy. 40 pixels, let's say. Actually, let's do the Q value, 60Q, and then we don't need another value. So that's what we got so far. We need a 0 here. All right, so that's how we do a solid. Those color stops give us what we want. So let's go 100, 20, 1, 2, 122Q. How about 80? How about 90? 90. Okay, great. Conic gradient. So this conic gradient is going to be repeat, comma. So we need repeat x-axis. And I'm going to set, actually, I'm going to start it with a no repeat. Yeah, I'll start no repeat. And it's going to be at 0 and then 100 pixels, let's say. And let's put some colors on it. So I think we're going to do what? We're going to do at 100 pixels, 20 pixels. And then we want to do from minus 90 degrees. Yeah, so from, and that sets us up. Is that what I want? Yes, and then we want this brown color is going to cover 75% and then transparent. So you can kind of see what we've got there. I'm going to make that color black so you can see what I'm doing. So that's what we've got. So now I need to give it a width. So, all right. So you can, this is what I've created. So the from minus 90 degrees. So we're starting here, and then it's this black color goes around 75% of it, or 270 degrees. So I need to put that in place on the vertical axis. So I'm pushing it down 2, 3, 4, and then I need to make it wider. Yes, wider by 20 pixels probably, and that at value. Is that 200 pixels wide? No. How about 180 pixels wide? And I think that'll do it. Now I'm going to add the repeat. So if I let it repeat, that's what we got. But I just want it to be horizontal. So repeat X. That's what creates that shape. I'll replace the black with the brown or tan or whatever that color is, and then submit and see if that matches the Chromium backend, which is where what this gets tested against. I'm in Safari. Again, I'm always in Safari. Oh, and it doesn't quite match. I think that what this says to me is I'm going to want pixels, because that's what stands out as possibly wrong. So let's do 115 pixels and resubmit and see if that makes it any better. I could use the keyword circle and then use percentages, which is also a small unit value, but then I need to set another 0 there, and circle is more characters than 1Q. And that did get me to 100% match. So I'm happy with that. I'm completely content with that. Minify, unit replace, chop off the last few characters, and submit. And that's a final answer for me. That's how I would do it. You can choose to do it any which way you choose. That's the joy and fun of these things, is that there's other ways to do this stuff. I happen to like that this way quite a bit. one thing, you might be questioning the from 90 degrees. So if I do, so what are the other colors? If I do brown 25%, zero, so transparent 0 and 75%, and then add another brown. Does that do it? Oh no, that doesn't do it. Oh no, is it 50? So the first is 50. Yeah, there we go. That's another way to do it. Is that fewer characters? I've done this before, but I'm not remembering what the result was. Is it shorter? It is not shorter, or it's not a better score anyway. So that from ends up being, just because we got 3 color stops now, right? We got to use the same color, which is 6 characters, several times. One thing that I don't do, and there are tools, if you go in the CSS Battle Discord, there are tools to get you the colors that you would use that are shorter, that sometimes can mix in interesting ways. I don't do any of those. I'm not interested in. I'm interested in writing this code off the top of my head. That's what's interesting to me. That helps me understand that I understand this code and can write this code myself, rather than using tools. I do use the plugins that are on GitHub to minify and do unit replacements, right? To turn these various numbers into 35 VW and 55 VW, and then it also does like PC units. And so what are the equivalents to these long characters? So if I do 800 pixels for something, right? If I do a unit replace, that turns into 50 PC, right? That's a short representation of that. Now, obviously, that breaks it, but that's an example of the kind of thing that it's doing, and I could do those manually, but it's nice to have a tool for that particular thing. And ultimately, I created the code and the pixels that would work for me, and then that is a little helper, and that's how I like to treat tools like that. All right, that's enough talk from me. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Go make a web page. The world needs web pages. HTML Energy. HTML Day is coming up on August 8th. Look for that event around the web. Go search for HTML Day and you'll find events. I'll be hosting one here in San Diego. You may or may not be interested in that, but I see more and more popping up around the planet. Places in Asia, places in Europe, places in Africa, places in South America. It's pretty cool. I hope that you get to have fun and write HTML and meet folks, because it's fun to write HTML. All right, get out of here.